The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the January 13th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. The easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 8 o'clock in the morning. That's right. If you're listening live at 11:07, thanks so much for doing that. We'll make today's show as pertinent as we can for you. We'll be back to normal programming on Tuesday. Don't forget, Monday, we're celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday by closing down the markets. So that's a beautiful thing for Stevie, at least. So, would love to hear from you. You can give us a call at 877-927-6648. If you can't call in, but you have a question, you'd still like it to get answered, then go ahead and send an email. Send that to steve@tfnn.com. Send it early. And in the subject heading, if you would be kind enough to put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Friday the 13th. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, I got U.S. equity futures all trading lower. Dow's down 277 points. Excuse me, about 0.8%. A little over 1% for the NASDAQ, 136. The S&P about 1% at 39 points. The Russell down about 0.9 or 16 points out there. Spot volatility still below its 50-day exponential moving average, so not fully bearish conditions or anything along those lines. Over in Asia last night, a bit of a mixed bag. You had the Shanghai, the Hincks finish up, the Nikkei. You know what? Let's do this here. Let's, instead of going through this, you guys can see all that. Let's just go take a look. How does Stevie start his day? One of the first charts that I take a look at, we're going to change over to it here momentarily because in essence it's showing what's going on here, but just letting us know what's really going on is this set of charts here. So I take a look. When I sit down on my computer, this is the screen I look at first early in the morning, and that is what's happening over in Asia, what's going on in Europe. So we've got the Shanghai. We can see that the Shanghai yesterday, it finished higher by 33 points, a little over 1%. What it did was it negated a TD9 count top. So if you'd ask me where's price target, it's going to be this TD9 count breakdown resistance level, 33.66. What's nice to look at all of the markets is sometimes we have synergy out there, and sometimes there's other signals that'll help us to try to understand what the market is communicating to us. If we take a look at the Hang Seng out here, Hang Seng closed higher by 224 points last night. Again, about 1% move. But what it also did was it has negated its TD9 count top. It did that a couple of days ago. If you're asking me where is price going to target here, it should go target its TD9 count breakdown level, and that's at the 22,198.51 level. So that's where the Hang Seng is targeting. If we take a look at the Nikkei has a buy the D point pattern out here. So A to B, where it's a C point, B to C is up there in the this swing point here, and then it makes a wave 7. It makes a buy the D point pattern when it creates that bullish engulfing candle. Now, last night, price pulled back pretty good, 330 points out there, almost 1.25%. But what price also did was it stopped right at that support level of that oscillator and change line. So if it holds that area, you could see a new A to B equals CD to the upside. So that's what's going on over in Asia. In Europe this morning, if you take a look at the FTSE is going to or should complete a TD9 count top, or form a TD9 count top today, complete that on Monday. The FTSE will be open on Monday. But a bearish reversal candle would also confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top. If we take a look at the DAX is going to complete its TD9 count top today. Yesterday was bar number 9. Today will be the bar following bar number 9. It's already made a higher high out there. Now, the interesting thing about this is that the DAX and the NASDAQ, when we go take a look at the NQ later this morning here, we're not going to see any kind of a topping signal. But what we do know is a correlation that exists between the DAX and the NASDAQ out here. So the DAX has got a TD9 count top. It's suggesting a move back, likely to target its oscillator and change line, currently printed at 14,741. We've had a 5-day move up inside the NDX 100. That's five, when I say 5 day, 5 consecutive days where closes were above the prior closes. Last time we saw that was quite a while ago. So it's kind of extended. So it would make sense that it would pull back, and you're getting that signal really here from the DAX. If we take a look at the ES Mini, again, just kind of go from the international markets just to the U.S., what's going on inside the ES Mini out here. No topping pattern or anything, but price could be pulling back to test its oscillator and change line in the 39.22 level. Goldilocks completed a TD9 count top yesterday, and it has a TD9 count that it will complete for its weekly time frame today. However, the daily TD9 count would be negated with a close above 1906.50. We're at 1897. What price should do is pull back and test that oscillator and change line, currently printed at 1880. If price closes below that, then the target, or a target, will become its breakout level of 1811.20. If we take a look at the U.S. dollar index, yesterday it negated its Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. That bottom pattern had formed on December 15th. Still has triggered a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal, but what price needs to do is form a bullish reversal candle to confirm a daily Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So that's how I start the day. Then I go from there and take a look at what's going on inside the U.S. dollar index. So we're going to go to those charts here momentarily. Just going to close down one. We'll go to that chart here as well. Take a look at what's going on in the soft commodities. But first, let's go back to just simply the currency market. So overall, the euro had a sell the D point pattern. That sell the D point pattern formed on December 15th. Once price closed above that high, which was 2 days ago, it negated that signal. That suggests that it wants to get stronger. There's no topping pattern out here. Maybe the pullback is just simply to its oscillator and change line, which is currently printed at 1.07. The yen got quite a bit stronger yesterday. It has negated its Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern. That formed here on January 3rd when a key reversal bar formed. Price closed below that yesterday. What the yen needs is another bullish reversal candle to confirm a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom to suggest that it wants to weaken and then let the U.S. dollar index get stronger. If we take a look at the Great British Pound, right now this has, I don't have really a bottom pattern out here. It doesn't matter. It had closed above its green oscillator and change line, which is currently being tested right now. That level is at 1.217. If that level holds, price should go target 1.243. If that level fails, price should try to get back here somewhere into that swing point from January the 6th. Let's not focus much on the Canadian dollar, the Swiss franc, and the krona out there. You got the U.S. dollar index chart on the bottom. We've already taken a look at that. Now let's go take a look at what's going on inside the U.S. dollar index from an intraday chart. Didn't want to go do that with all the other currency pairs, but we can here with the U.S. dollar index. What we'll see is if we just start with the 30-minute time frame chart, you've got a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, no topping signal as we speak. Right now, bar number 7 is making the high of that pattern. So as long as we don't see a spike above bar number 7, see it's 814. 830 will be bar number 8. So by 930, as long as price doesn't spike above that, it will. If it does spike above that, you could generate a TD9 count top. But you've got nice intraday bottoming patterns out here inside of the U.S. dollar index. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Yeah, Dow Equity Futures down 253. The Nasdaq's off 117. See you in a few.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kegstad's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kegstad breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the market's open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. It is 8:18 in the morning. If you're listening at the normal time, thanks so much for doing that. Of course, if you're listening live, I'd love to hear from you at 877-927-6648. Let's move over and take a look at soft commodities. I don't typically do this during the 11 o'clock show out here, but let's take a look at it right now. So if you're interested in taking a long position in wheat, well, you got the confirming Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern 2 days ago, and it formed that bullish piercing candle. Now, old support, which is 744.75, may be new resistance out here. So if price can close above 744.75 today, it would add to the idea of a bottom, and then price is going to have some battles up top. You can see those profile levels, and then above that, the Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern out here. With regard to soybeans out here, I don't have any real kind of a signal. I'm sure there's a sell the D point pattern, out here. And so what price is doing right now, it's taking on that swing point of December 30th. A close above 1537.50 would negate a sell the D point pattern. Corn back inside its daily profile out here. It could be forming an A to B equals CD to the upside. We take a look at coffee. Now, I know there's a couple of folks that are interested in taking long positions inside of coffee via Joe. Well, today is going to complete its TD9 count bottom pattern out here. So maybe I'd go down and take a look at the intraday charts if I were you and you're going to take a long chart, see what kind of signals you have. Otherwise, you might want to wait till Tuesday. If we take a look at sugar, Sugar forms a nice TD9 count bottom, does that about 4 or 5 days ago. Price runs right up into resistance, which is that green oscillator and change line. If price did close above 1983, we'd see a move up to 2099. And finally, cocoa, for Cocoa Puffs out there. You can see it's got a Rhodes momentum indicator top that has just simply led to a consolidation with inside its daily profile out there. So that's what's going on with those soft commodities. Let's close out this chart here and start getting to some of the requests that have come in. I believe we have 3 or 4 in the hopper right now. So if you give me a moment here, I've just got to reconvert my screens. Those of you that have been watching for the last week know the pain that Stevie has been going through because of some technical issues that I've had with the Ninja Trader platform. And thank goodness we finally did get that fixed yesterday. Of course, today's going to be the real test of that as I pull up charts here. So let's begin by taking a look at a question coming in from Yitz K. He says, I bought silver a few weeks ago, and I thought it was oversold and expected to hold through the end of January. It's seasonal period. Now I see both a daily and weekly TD9 sell. At what point would you consider getting out, and at what point can I consider it a failed sell? Thanks for your service. So let's pull up the silver chart out here. We are looking at the March 2023 contract, and we'll take a look at the daily and those weekly time frames, and we'll see those TD9 count tops that Yitz is taking a look at. So, or I take that back. We've got on the silver chart out here, we've got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator topping pattern. And so that formed out here on the trading day. That pattern actually came in on December 27th. That was the bearish engulfing candle that formed on the 28th. Because it engulfed the prior candle out there, that high is at 24.49. If price were to close above that, it will negate that signal. What you have out here, it's what's really more important. So I don't have a TD9 count pattern, as you kind of indicated there on the daily time frame chart. I do on the weekly chart, but I don't have that same signal on the daily chart. Let me just make sure the data feed. Yeah, data feed was picked up correctly. I should have been. So your question is, at what point in time would you jettison silver? Well, let me tell you what the weekly chart is telling us, because that's got a nice TD9 count pattern. And what price might do here is pull back to its oscillator and change line. That's currently printed at 22.35. As price moves lower, that line will move lower. Now, when we go take a look at the daily time frame, we can see the bottom of its profile is at 22.63. So that's where price is likely to head to. You've got to ask yourself the question, if that's where it heads to, can you handle that heat? I would expect, and I would love to see this, for the weekly chart, get back to its green oscillator and change line, test and rejects that, because that would be the next buy signal inside of silver out here. I don't have anything on the monthly time frame, but I can pull up a 30-minute chart for silver. So let's just take a look at this intraday pattern out here, see what we see. You've got bar number 8 that's completed right now on a 30-minute basis. This bar will complete in 8 minutes. The next bar would need to close below 23.81. If that happens, we will have a TD9 count bottom pattern on a 30-minute time frame. The last time we had a TD9 count bottom pattern out here, Yitz, was at 11:30 in the morning on January the 11th out here, and that would suggest a further move higher out here. Now, in its case, if price does move higher on a 30-minute basis, you've got battles at 23.77, 23.18, 23.85. 23.85 is really the level that price would need to overcome. But to answer your longer-term question, if you can handle the heat, I would stay with it. I believe metals are going to be one of the best trades here in 2023. But time will tell whether that's the case or not. Right now, it doesn't matter what I think. What Yitz is asking about, what are the technical signals? So I think we've covered that. It's right now about the 22.35 to 22.63. I would jettison the position until price broke through support. But maybe that doesn't work for you because of your entry into silver. So I hope that helps you out. I believe that's the first time that you've written in, and hope to hear from you again. Next question coming in from Brent in Martinez, California. He is the early bird, catching that early worm at 5:24 a.m. Of course, this question came in at 5:13 a.m. Says, good morning, fantastic Friday. Yep, it's going to be a fantastic Friday. Going to ask the usual Friday, probably boring by now question. There is some weakness in the equity futures as you write this. Can you look for a shorter-term time frame charts for any possible bottoming patterns? Absolutely. So let's move from this chart here. Let's get over to our multi-set time frame charts. Now, it might be the NQ that pops up on our screen. Were you asking me anything specific? No, you were just looking for shorter-term time frames, so it doesn't really matter which. So let's just take a look at the NQ here. We'll use this as our base, Brent, looking to see what time frames are showing us any kind of signals out there. Now, once we have that, we can go over and take a look at. Stevie can pull up all the charts for that time frame, that specific time frame, and see if we've got some kind of unanimous vote out here. So right now, what you and I can see out here, Brent, is that pullback inside the NQ, which is down, is going to form bar number 9, or appears it will form bar number 9 in the next 4 minutes out here. So again, now remember the bar following bar number 9 can't be the low of that pattern. So you should have a completed TD9 count pattern for the 30-minute time frame for the NQ as we get off of the air out here. As I look at other time frames, the 15-minute already has a confirmed TD9 count bottom. That should take price up to 11,451. I don't see any signal in the 60. 120 has Rhodes momentum indicator top out there. Price is trading below the bottom of that profile. So if these TD9 count patterns fail, Brent, on the 30-minute chart, just keep it to the 30-minute chart out there, that's going to signal lower price. And that lower price is likely to take us back towards 11,261. Certainly 11,290, which is the bottom of the 240-minute time frame chart out there. If I look to the 5-hour time frame, what do we have? I don't have any kind of real topping pattern, but price is consolidating with inside its profile. So to answer your question, it looks like the 30 and 15-minute counts, at least for the NQ, are the ones with a bottom signal. So now let's go from here to really fully answer Brent's question. Go take a look at the 4 30-minute time frame charts for the equity future contracts and just see if they have the same signals. So those are going to pop up on our screen here momentarily. Boy, it is nice not having to reset everything. And on occasion, I forgot to reset some stuff and may have given out some bad information. Stevie doesn't have to worry about it. I don't see a TD9 count on the Russell 2000. These charts are just calculating right now, but I don't see bar number 9 there. So, yep, it's only the NQ, Brent, that's got that signal. So if the NQ's pattern fails, well, the others are saying, yeah, I'm not ready for a short-term bottom signal. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're trying to answer a question for Brent in Martinez, California. He's looking for some shorter-term time frames, looking possibly to play a bounce out here. So the time frame that does have confirmed bottom patterns out here for each of the 4 equity future contracts, Brent, is the 15-minute time frame. Please neglect the oscillator and change on. That's actually a 10 minutes that's on the chart. I haven't had a chance to correct that out here. But right now we can see the ES is taking out its TD9 count low. Or it's at least doing that. This is on the 15-minute base. That low is at 39.6375. So, if on a 15-minute base, 845, price is below that, that pattern gets negated. It tells you about a strong momentum move to the downside. The NQ right now just trading into that bar following bar number 9. Looks like on the YM, the Dow Equity Future contract, and the Russell 2000, both of those are trading below those lows. So I'd be watching for that. But otherwise, I'm not seeing the bounce here, at least certainly not on any intraday charts, so to speak, where we've got any type of, let me close this out here, any type of signals where everything is in agreement out there. Synergy, I guess what Stevie was trying to say. So, Brent, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for the question and waking up early, and have a fantastic weekend and fantastic Friday. Let's go to Hector. Hector and Patty, they write in. They want to take a look at Caterpillar. So CAT obviously is the ticker symbol out there. Let's go take a look at the Caterpillar charts, and let's actually read the question. It says, "Hey, Steve, happy Frosty Foster's Friday." I do like Foster's every now and then. You just don't see it too often, but it's in that isn't that kind of a bluish can or something, is my recollection. In any event, you gotta love a Foster's, and I like Foster's Friday. But he goes on to say, Caterpillar on a weekly, we just wait for a bearish reversal candle to sell. Is that correct? That's a possibility. Let's continue. He's looking at the weekly chart. Or do you see danger ahead for the big cat? Thanks ahead. So if we take a look at Caterpillar, let's just start, Hector and Patty, with the daily time frame today. Well, bar number 7 formed yesterday. Caterpillar this morning, well, I got to believe it's trading lower, but may not be. Maybe one of the stocks that is trading to the upside. So Caterpillar trading out at 256. Yeah, it's trading just a little bit above yesterday's close, so 256.19. If a price can spike above yesterday's high, doesn't have to close above or anything, but if price can spike above 257.38, you will then trigger bar number 8 of a TD9 count. And so on a short-term basis, that says you could see a top form between today and Wednesday of next week out there. So I'd first watch what's going on the daily time frame. You say, do you just watch for a bearish reversal candle on the weekly? The answer is no. The reason why the answer is no is we don't have a pattern out here that's identifying some kind of a top. So we'd use the bearish reversal candle, Hector and Patty, to confirm either a Rhodes momentum indicator top, a sell the D point pattern out there. So those would be two areas where we would use that signal. We are only in bar number 5 on a weekly basis. Caterpillar is taking out its previous highs, its all-time highs. I'm going to likely guess I'd pull the chart back further, but at least it's going to take out its highs from June of 2021. That's a bullish signal. It just needs to close above 246.69. Seems like a likely possibility. So there could be an A to B equals CD to the upside. The problem is that retracement is less than 0.382 retracement, or I believe that it is. So I'll go measure that on my other set of charts out here. If you give me a moment, we'll take a look at Caterpillar. And because what we like to see on an A to B equals CD pattern is at least a 3.82 or very close to that type of retracement. And so the retracement we would be using here is only 18%. So I'm not going to use that as a valid B to C. I mean, it can be, but we're not going to use it for our purposes out here. So you don't really have an A to B equals CD pattern. You're taking out prior highs. So Caterpillar looks really pretty good out here, with the exception being that over the course of the next 3 trading sessions, we could see a short-term top. That would be the TD9 count pattern. Now, if you did get the bearish reversal candle on the daily, that would confirm that Rhodes momentum indicator top. And then you watch the oscillator and change line, currently printing at 250.09. And then if price got below that, it would open up the door for the 239.85 level out there. So Hector and Patty, I hope that helps you out. Real quickly here, if we take a look at a short-term chart. Now, we said that it was trading at about 256 above today's high. What we don't have is, the topping pattern that we have out here is wave number 7. That's letter G. But as long as price remains above 254.20, that's the bottom of the 30-minute profile. No danger. If price does close below that, Hector and Patty, then we're likely looking to move back to the 248.62 area. So that's the Caterpillar charts out there. They look really good. The monthly looks really good. The weekly looks pretty good. But it could be setting up for a short-term pullback out there. So you have a happy Frosty Foster's Friday, and Stevie will do the same. All right, next question. Looks like we might have one in the Tiger's Den from Dan. Dan says, I grabbed next week's expiry puts on Nike yesterday. Will open with a decent profit. Do you think my lucky overnight stars and grab gains or let them run to support? So let's take a look at Nike. NKE is the ticker symbol. In the pre-market right now, where it's trading at, last trade fired off at, let's see, NKE fired off at 126.46. There were 16 shares. Now there's 10 shares at 126.55. Okay, so we know where it's printing, and it's still above the daily oscillator and change line. So you've got a nice TD9 count top. And so I don't know what your shall you say with next week's expiry. So the weekly chart on Nike looks really strong, Dano. That's got an A to B equals CD to the upside. It's not the ideal one that I like to use out here because I have to use I've got to use the same candle for the high and the low out there for the A to B equals CD. Nonetheless, when I take a look at the weekly chart out here, things are very strong, very strong. So Nike should continue to move higher intermediate term. I don't know if that's going to help, Dan, but I like to get the bigger picture and see what's going on. On a monthly basis, Nike, which got a nice TD9 count bottom, Dan, has now traded above its green oscillator and change line. It's within sight. Its profiles out there. So price should target the 133.72. The way that's going to happen, or you'll get that confirmation message, is it closed above yesterday's high. And that high is at 128.46. So let's come take a look at a 30-minute chart and see if we can assist Dan here. His question is, does he take the gains now, or does he continue to play this to the downside? So if we look at the 30-minute time frame chart, what we see out here, Dan, is a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That came in at 10 o'clock in the morning on the yesterday. It's led to a sideways move. Price again right now trading out of 126.50. It's just below the bottom of that 30-minute profile. So maybe you're going to get 125.31. So I don't know if that's really the kind of move that you want to risk here, but do you take your money now? It's holding up really well. You got to admit, it's holding up pretty well, with the ES Mini being down 38 points, with the NQ being down 131 points out there, with the Dow up 279. So you're extraordinarily talented, gifted trader out there. I'll just provide you with the numbers. You'll be able to make the proper decision for you. So watch 126.66, at least on the short-term basis. If price does close below that, you ought to get 125.31, maybe even 124.26 out there. So I hope that helps you out, Dan. Thank you very much for taking the time to provide me with a request out there. And I'd like to get requests from others as well. Doesn't look like we have anything in the on-deck circle, although I did get a bunch of emails here momentarily, and nothing there. And I don't believe there's anything else inside the Tiger's Den. If there is, if you could repost that for me, that would be a beautiful thing. So right now, we took a look at the NQ. Let's try to get, we've got about 15 seconds before we go to a break. Really, we can extend that just a tad. Let's go back here. We've got the NQ charts. Let Stevie try to populate this with the ES Mini and see what these charts are signaling to us, see if there's anything different here. Right now, again, Dow futures down 268, NASDAQ up 129, S&P's down 37, gold's up $2. You've got the U.S. dollar index up 15 ticks. So these charts here are populated. This is the ES Mini. If we look at the 5-hour time frame chart, looks like price could be gunning for the 39.45 level out there. 39.45 to 39.37.50. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the opening call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back up, folks. We had a question from Brent earlier taking a look at, he's trying to see if there's any kind of intraday type bottom to play a bounce or what have you. So when we were taking a look at these charts out here, and I noticed it after I pulled up the ES Mini, that's why I came back to this, just to see if all 4 of these had the same thing. So actually on the Russell 2000, again, no bottoming pattern here. What I noticed on the Brett, what I noticed on the ES Mini was that on the 30-minute time frame chart, we can draw in an A to B equals CD pattern. There's the A to B point. So when I move this over to the C point out here, you can see that we're beyond the 1-to-1. So if we do get a bullish reversal candle at 9 a.m., it's 8:42 right now, that would then join or potentially join the NQ's TD9 count bottom. So the TD9, the NQ could also form a to B equals CD to the downside. I'll just simply draw on the A to B point. We'll just move that over to the C, which is the highest high that forms after that B point. And there that is, and you can see, so we're extended beyond the 1-to-1 level. So even if the TD9 count bottom pattern fails on the 30-minute, you do have A to B equals CD patterns on both the ES and the NQ. In the YM's case out here, it would be a really weird looking A to B equals CD pattern. Let's see, that high is at 34,357. This high is at 34,359. So this is what it would look like. It's not one that I'm really comfortable drawing out here to say that this is the A to B. But there's the A to B point. And then we just figured out where the next high was after that point out here. So Control C, Control V. I'll just move this over. That would be right here. So you can see the Dow also, is in an A to B equals CD to the downside. So you were looking for some type of signal intraday-wise to at least play some type of bounce. So pay attention to the NQ's TD9 count. As long as that remains in effect out here, that's your bottom signal. And then to go along with that, you'd like to see bullish reversal candles inside the ES and the YM for its 30-minute time frame. Now, and a bullish reversal candle, folks, it can be just simply a key reversal bar. So all a key reversal bar needs to do is spike below the prior bar's low, spike above the prior bar's high, and then close in one tick in the opposite direction out there. So that's another thing to be looking for. So, Brent, I hope that helps you out with regard to, and I came back to it just simply because of what I saw on the when I took a look at this set of charts out here. So I'll pull up the other charts here for the ES Mini, and so I wanted to come back here again. We've already taken a look at this. Don't base it on an 8:45 a.m. candle and say that it's bullish. You got to wait till the 9 o'clock session to this bar close out here. If we look at the ES Mini, it could be targeting its oscillator and change line 39.22. That could be a nice gift out here. But before we get there, there's other breakout areas that it has to deal with. One of those being 39.37 as a potential price target. That's if these bottom patterns inside the ES and the Dow don't form out there and don't take hold and join the NQ. The 15-minute chart still has that active TD9 count bottom that we took a look at, so nothing has failed there, Brent. So I hope that helps you out. We've got a request here inside the Tiger's Den from SNP. SNP, good morning. Nice to see you. And SNP wants to take a look at the Cliffs. CLF is the ticker symbol out here. So let's get that fired up. And let's see what the question is. There we go. Give me a moment here. Get things fired up. So can you look at CLF for an entry? And that is Cleveland Cliffs, that is. Really super nice day. So this thing is in breakout mode. Yesterday was bar number 7. It could. Where's Cliffs trading at this morning? Let me see here. CLF. Closed yesterday at 20.90. This morning, trade at 20.64. So pulling back just a bit out here. The weekly chart, boy, I don't have any kind of topping signal or anything. Price should be gunning for 32.72 longer term. And price right now is trading above its monthly profile level, the top of its profile level, which is at 20.71. Of course, we're trading now at 20.64 inside the pre-market out there. But, boy, it closes above that 20.71. That's going to be an uber bullish message out here. Let's open up this daily just a bit. So the daily also has an A to B equals CD pattern. So let's just kind of draw that in there. So we'll draw the A to B line. The A to B line, very easy. You're going from the low out there that you see to the highest high in Stevie's charts. That's easy to identify because of those Chapman wave counts. That lets me know, where the highest high came in. So we've got that. We'll just simply copy that and paste it. Stevie's a good CPA, cut, paste, and assembler guy. And so you can see it's if this is attained more than the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. Prices along that left side of that C to D of that that C to D leg, which is the exact same as the A to B. So very strong out here. So do I see an entry point other than holding your nose, jumping in to the pool in the deep end? I don't. So what should you do here? Looks really good. You want to buy a retracement. But that retracement is likely going to come when we see some kind of TD9 count top that could form. So it could start beginning. We look at it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, and then we come back to the shorter term time frame charts and find some type of completed pattern, which did not end with the completed pattern yesterday. But a bearish reversal candle at the first 30 minutes of trading between 9:30 and 10 would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top for its 30-minute time frame, and then price might pull back to the 1998, the ideal buy. And I don't have anything to suggest we're going to get there. Would certainly be at 1897, the area where it last broke out from on a 30-minute time frame. So Cleveland Cliffs is very strong, S&P, and you've got to wait for some type of retracement, and it could begin, I would say, between today, most likely next week, though. So let's come back to it then, and I know you'll be kind enough to remind me and ping me so we can go do just that. Was in the other room. Did I hear ES 3945? That was from Defining Time. So let's go back to the ES Mini out here. Did I say 3945? I did. 3945, just so you know where that came from out here. I'm taking a look at the bullish structured 5-hour time frame chart out here. Defining Time, and it's a bullish structured profile. So right now, price is within inside the bullish area, and a likely price target would be the bottom of that profile, 39.45. So that's the very first area. Now, you heard Brent and I, in essence, of course, that was me talking to air, but you heard me discussing with each of you the 30-minute time frame chart. So I'd be watching that as well, defining time, because if you get that bullish reversal candle, what you should see or expect is some type of bounce. Short of that, the only thing that we're really watching out here in the case of the ES Mini is the 15-minute time frame out there. Price would need to close above 39.78 to negate that idea of a 39.45. If you look at the 240-minute time frame chart, what we can see out here, which has a bearish reversal candle, 39.46. So that's where the 39.45-ish area comes from. And then you got 39.47 on the 2-hour chart. That has a wave number 7, Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Now, price right now is trading at where you would expect a counter trend move to find support. That's looking at the 2-hour time frame chart. Why does Stevie say that? Because we were above the top of the daily profile, the 120-minute profile, which was bearish in structure for more than 2 consecutive bars. You can take a look at back here at 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday. You had a nice pullback, and that pullback found support because we're looking at the body of the candle as the essence of price. These wicks, upper and lower shadows, wicks, however you want to refer to them as, they're nothing more than the screaming memes of that time frame. So right now, price at 39.67 is sitting at, on a 120-minute basis, is sitting at right where a counter trend move would end. So again, keep your eye on that 30-minute time frame chart, that 15-minute time frame chart, and that should help to lead the way. Otherwise, short of a bottom pattern and signal, 39.45 is the area-ish. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Good morning, folks. Thanks so much for joining me early between 8 and 9. Always great to do the show early and take a look at what's going on in the futures marketplace out there. So just kind of to recap the day, we've got the equity futures right now trading lower. Dow's down 281, S&P off 39. NASDAQ is off 134, and the Russell's down 17 points out there. It's basically about 1% to give or take to the downside. Now, the chart that you're looking at on your screen here is a daily time frame chart for the NDX 100. The black digits and the red digits represent consecutive closes, either higher or lower. The red digits, the lower closes. The black digits, the higher closes. What the NDX 100 did yesterday was it generated 5 consecutive closes above the prior close out there. The last time that we saw that inside the NDX 100 was a nice little counter trend move, or a nice beginning of a rally out there, really, was on July the 8th, 2022 out there. Otherwise, the next largest time frame for a bounce was bar number 4 back on September 12th. So we got bar number 5 out there yesterday. Odds favor, just simply because of this, that we should at least see some type of retracement today. So my expectation is that we'll just simply see a lower closing in the NDX 100. How much lower? Not sure. I would think what would be ideal for each of us here would be that we'd see price, just like the last time it generated that 5th consecutive higher close, is price pulled back and tested and rejected support. And that was at Oscillator and Change Line. That's at, and folks, if you don't know what that is, just go subscribe to Mastering Probability. I teach you about it. It's a line you definitely want to be able to place on your system out here. And price bounced right off of that and made a nice move higher out there. And that's what we might be seeing here. We might be seeing that. You say, might, Stevie, can you provide me with more information? You know, are we going to get that? Are we not going to get that? Well, here's the interesting thing. We've got just I've got to just find the charts. Let me see if I can do this here. Yeah, I can. I'm going to switch panels now. And, is the market breaking out is really the question, right? And the way to answer that, or one way to answer that, is to come back and take a look at this chart, which helps us understand since the beginning of the bear market, back at the beginning of 2022, we've got these descending trend channels that are drawn in here. What we can see is that the ES and the NQ, they still are within inside that trend channel. Not until they break out like the Dow has done. And the Russell might by day's end. On the other hand, it might give back those gains and stay with inside its descending price channel. Folks, stay tuned. Tommy O'Brien is up next. I'll see you back on Tuesday. Remember, Monday is a holiday. Take care. Be safe out there.